Welcome everyone. This is the first of 4 videos on qualitative data management. And this first video is about the role of qualitative data. In this session, we will aim to cover 3 main objectives. Understanding the role of qualitative data and qualitative research, also in comparison to quantitative research and data. Learning what the features of qualitative data are and compare them with those of quantitative data, and understanding the nature of the data flow in qualitative research and how it differs from quantitative research. The aims of qualitative research include understanding and interpreting the nature of social phenomena and interactions through the participants' and the researchers' points of view. To achieve these aims, qualitative research uses tools that allow to explore participants' perceptions and experiences, usually in a specific context. Differently, quantitative research aims to describe a population, test hypotheses, use experiments to determine cause and effect, and make predictions that can be generalized to a larger population. Qualitative research may be employed to describe what is taking place in a particular situation, so it can be descriptive. It may be used to uncover the reasons why something is happening, hence it can be explanatory. And it may help explore the research participants' views and feelings about a particular event. Therefore, it can be exploratory as well. The data gathered in qualitative studies is useful to better understand the processes through which certain real-life events take place. For instance, farmers may share a narrative of the ways in which they learned about agroecological practices and how and why they decided to undertake them in their plots. This narrative may also bring to light factors that facilitated or hindered the adoption of said practices. In relation to the last point mentioned in the previous slide, qualitative data can bring to light the influence of particular factors that shape people's views and beliefs about a topic or a practice. Differently from a quantitative approach, where models to produce estimates about behaviors are built on a list of quantifiable categories and their relationships, a qualitative approach investigates the cultural beliefs, norms, traditions, and values of people in a specific context and builds a model based on those. For example, the exploration of farmers' perspectives towards agroecological practices may explain why they are or are not in favor of them and what factors support or hinder their adoption, such as in the case of cultural beliefs attached to particular crops, like the taboo that was attached to the Bambara groundnut in Malawi in the past, where people believed that only women who had already lost a child could plant it, otherwise there was the risk to attract death to the household. Similarly, there were other life and death symbolisms and witchcraft practices attached to the nut. These beliefs had a number of implications for the value chain development of the crop that can be explored in detail in the research paper published from this research and is included in the list of useful resources at the end of this presentation. Qualitative data can reveal situated meanings of community or group members in a specific context, which are rooted in their knowledge and value system. Differently from a quantitative approach, where meanings are attributed through a process of categorization and codification of variables and factors. For example, exploring women's experiences and the meaning attributed to those experiences within a community, for instance, a village or a group, such as a farmer research network, religious groups, professional networks, and so on, may unveil lessons that can be relevant to improve gender equity. Or also the example from the previous slide about the Bambara groundnut crop, where a quantitative approach would have identified, for instance, that there was a low level of adoption of the crop or a low market demand without exploring the insights into the belief system that influences those factors. Qualitative data can produce lessons that can constructively inform policymaking or project design and implementation. If relevant, it can, but doesn't have to, also be combined with quantitative data. An example of the role played by qualitative data can be found in the lessons learned from the insights shared by various stakeholders, for instance, farmers and local NGOs, in a context that can reveal the need for better access to water in order to improve crop yields. Qualitative data is usually, but not only, collected by using in-depth interviews, open-ended questions in questionnaires, and focus group discussions where individuals discuss a topic or answer questions within a group. What are the features of qualitative data? Qualitative data comes in the form of audio recordings from interviews, written text from transcriptions, or from observational field notes. When participants answer open questions, they often provide a narrative within which you need to search for useful pieces of information that can help you answer your research questions. This is why you need to organize and manage qualitative data in an accurate way in order to support you in the process of finding meaning in the richness and messiness of the data gathered. A question that is addressed in another video is how to effectively organize and manage qualitative data. This example shows an extract from an interview in a text format after the audio recording has been transcribed. This is usually the raw data that we work with when we conduct qualitative data analysis. It is important to note here that the actual raw data would be the audio recording from an interview, as when we transcribe from audio into text, there is already some level of data processing that derives from our conceptual positioning within the research. However, transcribed interviews have not yet gone through the whole process of data analysis. Additionally, qualitative data can also be in the form of pictures or videos and text from field notes that are first handwritten and then typed on a laptop. In qualitative research, the data flow is not linear but often iterative because aspects of data management include also aspects of data analysis, which at times can influence the data collection stages that follow the initial data management steps. For instance, when transcribing an interview, you may notice that the phrasing of interview questions needs improving in order to allow participants to better express their views. In this case, such improvements can be made to enhance the phrasing of questions for the interviews that will follow. Or yet, information shared by participants in an interview may highlight relevant aspects of exploration that had not been considered before, which may also change the direction of the research. Making these changes is often needed in order to ensure the quality of qualitative research and data. And this data flow differs from the quantitative data one, where the data collection and data analysis and data management are separate stages and they occur in a more linear and fixed way. And in quantitative research, changing the protocol can in fact hinder the quality of the data collected. Managing qualitative data can present some challenges due to the multiple types of data that you can collect, which include audio recordings, handwritten field notes, pictures, videos, and typed text. The challenges faced within qualitative data management differ from those of quantitative data. The latter, in fact, refers to reducing errors related to accuracy of data. The types of errors that can occur within quantitative data may be about measurements or human errors, and data management minimizes the opportunity for that to happen. The data management process for quantitative data is organized in advance and is based on protocols that help being systematic, consistent, and accurate. On the other hand, the challenges faced within qualitative data management are different due to the diverse nature of the source of information that include interviews, observations, can be written up or in media form. It can be very laborious to get good quality data, and this can already be a challenge. Then there is the ability of the researcher to engage with the data in a way that either embraces or detaches from it, depending on their school of thought, and being consistent with that approach. This also highlights that your philosophical approach affects your data management approach, and that can be another challenge as well. In this slide, you can find links to some useful resources. And in particular, I would like to highlight the first one, that is a podcast that is part of a series on methods by the National Center for Research Methods, where J.D. Carpentieri, who is an associate professor of social science and policy in the Department of Education, Practice and Society at the University College London, and also an honorary research associate at the Center for Longitudinal Studies. He explains the role of qualitative research in enriching theory and helping understand the complexities of how theories play out in real life, as well as how qualitative data can add insights into the findings from quantitative research, especially when dealing with so-called wicked problems, that is to say, problems that have many interrelated factors, which at times are contradictory and often changing, and which may make the problem seem unsolvable, such as the problems that agroecology aims to address. And in the podcast, he also considers issues around ethical concerns that vary across different understandings of data protection for different research methodology paradigms. So it would be very interesting to get some more in-depth understanding. In case you're interested, the slides for this presentation, as well as lots more resources, can be downloaded from our website at stats4sd.org/resources. And thank you very much.